answers to her, and then we'll see how the ball rolls from there. Ideally, so the most expedited version is like, we're on the same page, everything's great, it's Tuesday, February 15th, and she starts the background check process, because that's when that starts, and we, notice on the interviews. That's the fastest. The slowest is, there's a lot of candidates, or there's no candidates, and then we have to figure out how we're going to do the interview process and how we're going to rank if we're not in consensus. Is that helpful? Anything you'd like to know? It sounds, she says we have strong candidates. I haven't seen them, so ideally, and they really skyrocketed. For a while it was at one number, and then suddenly overnight it kind of increased significantly. So
can I ask, so the timeline is that we'll get the applications tomorrow?
Yes.
And we're supposed to turn them around, the rankings, in a week?
Yes. That's what it was when there was half that many applications. I don't know if you guys want to request an extension or a longer time.
I think that's fine, but the chances of us having a consensus ranking is very low, so we might want to go ahead and schedule a public meeting, schedule a meeting and go ahead and announce it. If we don't need it, we can always cancel. Yeah, but it would be much more difficult to get the rankings back.
Just be ready to meet.
Yeah, then we'll lose a week.
Yeah.
In other words, right?
Okay.
In other words, we can go ahead and schedule the meet. We can always cancel, but we can't always.
I think that's great.
Announce it.
That makes sense, like for Wednesday or something next week. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Heard. Thank you. Anything else? So still really aiming to have this nailed down by March 7th, just depending on, sort of the process, but really aiming, to have a decision soon. Okay, and thank you to all you all who shared the word and got the link out and shared it with your networks and your contacts and stuff like that. I think that helped. So if that is complete in terms of the discussion, I'm going to move on to the next one. The status of the appointee to the Procurement Standards Board. This I just put on the agenda just to see if anyone has any thoughts or ideas or updates on that. Pratik, if you'd like to comment.
Yeah, so I went ahead and pushed out to a few different community groups. A few commissioners also helped out getting the word out. I appreciate it. I haven't talked to Wanda recently. I think the last time I talked to her, there was 1 or 2 applicants. I think that's doubled now. So, but was told that there are very strong candidates in the field. So I'll get an update from Wanda tomorrow as well, and maybe send an email out to you that you can push out to everyone. I'll just send like an update. And then I think that once we kind of know what that is, I think that we might need to figure out, I don't obviously want March 7th to be a very long meeting where we're determining executive director and procurement board. So that might be another meeting that we need to put on the books, or something that we push to April or something like that. Okay. I don't want folks waiting too long, but the application has been open for almost 6 months now, and so we finally have some strong candidates, so would love to capitalize on that as a commission. But yeah, maybe I think it would be helpful to think through what a process could look like, which doesn't interfere with the executive director job search. But I think that, I would love to hear from folks on what they think would be the move here, because I think the biggest hurdle was getting people to apply. And now that they have applied, I don't think we plan for them to apply at the exact same time as all the executive directors candidates as well. So, any thoughts on what the move might be here? Do we create a subcommittee? I don't know.
I was thinking one thing that might be really important, since this has been open for 6 months, is informing them that there is a process underway and that they will be in contact if we don't have one, just so that we don't lose people.
Sure.
And then the procurement board meets how often, do you know, like monthly or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I actually don't know the answer to that. Does anyone else?
We'll figure it out.
Okay. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe what I'll do is I'll email Wanda and CC you on it.
Okay.
And that way we can both have the answers. And then, and then we can come up with a process. Or
it's 4 candidates right now?
That's the last time I checked. So I don't think it's not like exponentially like everybody's applying. Like I think it'll probably be 5 or 6 at most by the time we check it out.
Okay, yeah, we need a process. I would not want to combine it with the March 7th, so
I
maybe
agree.
April 7th, or whatever that is. Yeah, I mean, it would be great to bring them before the commission, but I guess it, again, depends on, so one, we'll have insight on how long that interview should be. She definitely, because of this executive position, wanted it, so she might say it's 20 minutes or something like that. I
Right.
don't know, or we can determine that. And again, we'll have to decide if that's something that, depending on the number of candidates. You're going to review all of them?
I'm happy to.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if that was something that the whole
Team should do.
team
Yeah.
needed to do. Maybe, is that a legal question? Can one or two folks of the commission like do a subcommittee of reviewing and then bring it before the commission?
I mean, I would have the chair appoint an ad hoc committee,
Yeah, that's what I was
and an ad hoc committee could be 1 or 4 members. If you're more than, either way, the committee needs to have public committee meetings.
Sure.
Even if it's just one, because you're going to be advising the other members of some decision you've made, even if it's not a final determinative action, you're still making recommendations or advising. So that's just usually the smoothest.
The standard process. I'm happy to be a committee of one, but let me ask, is there anyone else
Yeah.
that would want to be on this committee? Oh, okay.
awesome.
So there's 3, and then what I can do is, the 3 of us after this meeting, we'll find a time where our schedule will align and we can set that up. That
And you'll
sounds
have to announce that too, so do it through Mark, and he'll help.
Yeah,
or
I'll do it through
Barbara.
Mark.
Yeah,
That sounds great.
I don't know who the support person is at the department.
both of them, yeah, Barbara and Mark. So typically,
The
Mark,
committee meeting can be noticed for whatever the ad hoc purpose is for which it's been established, but I'm sorry, I don't have your bylaws in front of me to know whether the chair has appointment powers to the ad hoc committee or whether it requires a motion of the body.
I was going to say, can we have a motion for,
You can do that, it doesn't hurt. Where you
let's just do a
don't
motion, so, yeah. Can I have a move for motion so we can establish this Procurement Standards Board Committee?
Sure.
Motion.
A second?
Second.
Great. All 4?
Aye.
Anyone opposing? Okay, great. The motion stands for the Procurement Standards Board ad hoc committee to decide the candidate
Great.
and the process. Thank you.
And just so you're aware, I don't attend committee meetings, but if it's a public meeting, your purpose is to deal with the procurement standards board
Right.
selection and nothing else.
Right.
Can't deliberate other council or commission matters. Then when you alluded to a possible special meeting, it has to be given 7 days advance notice for your executive director search meeting. If you want to happen.
Oh, okay.
It would be a public meeting. I would attend that meeting. You will, however, be limited in the purpose of that to the specially called purpose.
Great.
And just
Clear. Thank you so much. That's helpful.
That's helpful.
Okay, awesome. Thank you guys for volunteering for that. Okay, excited for that to move forward after 6 months. Thanks for being on top of it, Pratik. Okay, the Metro Budget Equity Forum that we had, the hearing that we had in January, actually, I wasn't able to attend it. I believe I was out of town. I don't know if anyone that was here was there, but the report from it is still in edit. I have received the draft, so hopefully I'll try to push that forward so that it gets to be beyond draft form and we can actually review it and take a look. But the notes are really helpful and explain sort of what all happened there, which was really great. I mean, I think the council members, at least what I read, came and tried to really incorporate equity into what they were saying in council. So that's the last one of the hearing. The other hearings have a report as well. And I don't know, I asked about the distribution. Did you want to comment on that, Rachel?
The reimagining report that has some
Yeah.
that were thought will be uploaded likely in the next 2 weeks. We just sent a request to remove it actually today from the site, and I'll be submitting the edits later tonight. So
Okay.
Hopefully within the next 2 weeks, that should be back up on the website.
And any, what's the distribution plan for that? Did it just go to the people that participated?
Yeah, I know that we send a copy to everyone that participated. We send the copies obviously to all the commissioners, and then it's available on the Metro Human Relations website, and it'll likely be posted on social media.
I was going to say, if we could get it on social media so people,
I
and
can ask Mark
and on LinkedIn too, for people to refer to it, especially as the budget process becomes underway. So that's just the update on that one. Again, I wasn't there, so I don't know how it went down, but the notes seemed promising. And that is all that we have. So I did make it a short meeting. Did you have something you wanted to say, Brent, Commissioner Tran?
For the first hearing, we did circulate a draft of the report, and we kind of talked about it. But I think giving everyone a shot on the commission to look at it and collectively, make edits or revise, I think is always helpful for those.
For the reimagining report or for this one
For
in
this
January?
one. Well, it's too late for the other one, but I
Okay.
think for this one, I think would be really helpful to do that.
Okay.
Because group editing and group think.
Yeah, that would be great.
always
That
good.
would honestly be very helpful.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I think that
If we
we
ask
can
for
do that
feedback.
after the meeting, yeah,
Yeah.
because it exists.
You can circulate, and then to whoever we respond to with our suggestions, we could do that
Yeah.
in the office.
Rachel, you're the one incorporating the edits, correct? So yeah, she should be on that email. So, I mean, you can copy Barbara and Mark, but have Rachel on there as well. And then we can aim to have that complete within a couple weeks. Okay, and so yeah, hopefully we'll be very, very far ahead in this process of the ED selection in March, by the March 7th meeting. And then I really appreciate everyone coming out for quorum. We have to keep coming out for quorum. So please, if you run into your fellow commissioner at the Kroger's, just ask them to come for quorum, and that's all.
Chance encounter.
Yeah, chance encounter, just chance encounter. And if there's any other questions or any other issues that you want to bring up before we convene. And I believe we need a motion to convene, is that correct?
To adjourn.
To adjourn, sorry.
You may take one, since the list of items on the agenda has been completed, you can conduct no further business, so you could adjourn.
Okay, awesome. Then I'm going to adjourn the meeting. I really appreciate you all coming out. Thank you.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.